Let's speak to convener of the group, Dr. Edu Anani Enchi, who joins us via telephone. Doc, good evening to you and thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News.
Good evening, and thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure to be speaking to you. Picketed, you were exempted from the domestic debt exchange program, as well as some individuals who decided not to participate. After your series of picketing, a committee was formed which you also abandoned. But today you've returned to the finance ministry trying to get the assurance from government to have your picketing and to have your coupons paid to you as a group. This time around, how different is your strategy to ensure that payment is made to you?
Well, thank you. The other time it was to, we fought for exemption, to be granted exemption, and we got that. And after being granted the exemption, we all knew we were going to have our payments as and when they are due, as per the dictates of the market. Unfortunately, even though that should have been the case, and reassurance was also given by the ministry, that has not been the case. And coupons and principals has been outstanding since the DDEP ended. And we have tried and tried and tried to get government to settle this outstanding, and we are not getting the needed payments that must be made. And therefore, we had to embark on this. After we have served government notice that if we didn't get a payment, we sent a letter to the government on the 30th, that if we didn't get a payment by 21st, we would resume our picketing to back our demand. And we didn't get any feedback. On the 14th, we were called to a meeting. Government wanted to recall the technical committee to look at pathways of paying those areas. That's not how the market works. You don't invite your creditors to come and sit with you and plan how you, the debtor, you are going to pay. You manage your own cash flow, and you come out and say, this is how I'm going to pay. So we can't be part of such an arrangement. However, we granted government a further 1 week to top that 21st to make it 28th. And after 28th, we hadn't heard anything. And so we wrote to the police to inform them that we will resume our picketing today. Friday, last week, Thursday, Friday, we realized that government has started paying those that were due on the 1st March and this March. And if that even is paid fully, we will still be having 19 coupons outstanding and 13 principals. The first principal that mature was 20th February. It's been outstanding for 77 days. And principals are the amounts that government borrowed for a specified number of years. Let's say 2 years. Now the 2 years has come, or 4 years, 5 years. It's come, you have to return that amount to investors. You are keeping that amount for a further 77 days without paying interest. At this time, that inflation is as high as anybody can say. You are still keeping people's money without interest for 77 days. This is not how to treat investors. So we say, look, the pensioners especially cannot wait for their money to buy their medication and other necessary supplies. So we have to begin picketing from today, and we've done that, and we continue to do that from tomorrow until we get paid.
Right. The government says it's going to pay you if it does get the money to ensure that payment is made to you. You have not heard from government, just as you've mentioned. Isn't it because government does not have the fiscal strength to make payment to you?
If government says it doesn't have money, I don't have any problem whether to say yes or no. But I'm saying that government can still borrow some funds from the treasury market to pay us. Those who are not affected by the bonds, PDEP, and are holding treasury bills, government always borrow from the same treasury bill market and pay them. As it matures, government pays them by borrowing from the same treasury bill market. We are saying do the same. If you think that that is going to increase your debt level, that is fine. It will increase your debt level slightly by the coupons that you are going to pay. But we are talking about life and death. People need their money to buy their medicine. And we are all happy. Our president once said that you cannot bring people back to life when they are confronted with this illness and diseases and you don't have the means to take them through curing. They will die and you cannot bring them back. But if you borrow, you borrow some few, how much? I don't know. Government even hasn't come out to say this is how much I need to service this debt. Nobody knows. How much is it that you cannot borrow from the Treasury bill market? Raise your debt level a little. That would not be very substantial. And take care of these elderly so that they can live. It is better than say, I don't want to borrow, let my debt levels go up so people should go without medicine and die. That is not how things must be. So if there is no money come, there is still that avenue of the Treasury bill market that government can borrow. Because government is borrowing to pay the mature Treasury bills. So borrow a little more to also service the coupons. And as for the maturity value, I can't see even the problem. Because if you owe bonds of 2 million and you haven't paid, it's part of your debt. If you take money from the Treasury bill, 2 million, to pay this debt, you will still have the same debt level. You borrow to pay off. Your debt level doesn't go up. The only time your debt level will be going up is when you have paid, borrow to pay the coupons. And I don't think the coupons are much that will balloon our debt levels to unsustainable levels, if you want to call it that. So government can still use the Treasury bill market to service these coupons, which is not very, very material. Small monies that people need to buy their medicine. It's not much. And we think that government can do that through borrowing from the Treasury bill.
But how feasible is this proposal you are making, especially because you admit that it's likely that it's going to raise debt? Also, doesn't it appear that you are shifting the burden on another group of persons, those who purchase government treasuries, that in the unlikely event that the government is overstretched and is unable to honor payment to, these treasury holders, they will also be having difficulties therein?
You see, the Treasury bill holders are not having any problems because the government is still borrowing from the Treasury bill market to service their debt as and when it is due. So they don't have a challenge. All that we are saying that borrow a little more from the Treasury bill market to service these coupons. If, for example, this year, this month, this week, you needed to pay Treasury bill holders maturity of 2 billion, and therefore you issue new Treasury bill of 2 billion to pay them. You are saying top it up. If you think that there are coupons of 100, let's say 100 million to be paid, borrow 2.1 billion. Then get that 100 million excess that you have borrowed from the Treasury bill market in terms of what you needed to service the Treasury bill holders. Borrow excess of that 100 million and use it to pay coupons on the. And I don't think it will be much given that. And we see we don't have the figures that this is what I need to pay these pensioners their coupons. We don't have it. We are just assuming. But I think it is not much. I don't think pensioners hold so much bonds in this country that their coupons will be a problem that government cannot use a little more borrowing from the Treasury bill market to service these coupons. No, I don't believe that. Unless the government shows us the figure, that this is your figure. Every week, that maturity is coming. Bonds that are coupons that are due. I need to maybe release 500 million for pensioners who have holding bonds. No, we don't. I don't think it will be that much at all. If it's it, government should let us know. This is how much I need to service you. This coupon that we having service from let's say March 13th. This is the amount that will be going to bondholders who are pensioners. This is the amount. This is the amount. This is the total. We don't have that. But we believe that is not much. Government is not owing that much in terms of coupon that will be coming from that must go to pensioners. A lot of the funds that were not exemption, the bonds that were exempted from the program are for this are bonds that are held by what do you call it, the pension fund. I don't think individuals, even including those that are not those who are not pensioners, I don't think we are much in terms of percentage. So government can do something, can borrow from the Treasury Bill market and pay these pensioners their small coupons that they need to buy their medication and take care of themselves and let them have some life to live. Otherwise, people will not get their drugs to take and they will end up just dying.
But be as it may, this challenge that you have on your hand currently, isn't it as a result of your own decision not to collaborate with the government? I'm asking this because when the technical committee was formed, you abandoned the technical committee, insisting that the government didn't have any tangible thing to offer, and then you were not interested in its, quest to have a payment plan, reached with you as a group.
So you see, I don't see how people, I don't know whether people, the understanding of the financial market maybe is different from my understanding. My working life as a finance person, this is the first time I'm hearing that a debtor will say creditors should come and meet him and plan with the debtor how he's going to service his debt. I haven't heard that before.
Maybe because the context is different.
It is not. It is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. I have never seen it. It is not things that is done. If you were a corporate issuer, like any company has issued bonds, government should know. It's the same like a corporate issuer. You want me to come and sit down and plan your cash flow? Then what are your director of finance and your chief accountants and others in your company doing? This is not how we work. You would have to plan your own cash flow and say, this is how I can pay or service my debt. You don't say the creditor should come and sit down with you and plan your own cash flow. We don't know how you make your money. We don't control the government pay. We don't control your expenditure, where you take the money, where you spend the money. We don't control it. So we cannot be that team to plan with you a pathway of. You see, even if you have gone to court, like any issuer or any debtor, if you have even gone to court and the court wants to help to settle matters, they will tell the debtor to bring a payment plan. You, the debtor, you send a payment plan to your creditors and talk to them. Can you allow me to do A, B, C, D? And the creditors say, okay, yes, then you file it as a payment plan. But not come and sit down with me and plan with me how I am going to pay you. That is not how we operate in this financial market as an issuer. Yours is to handle your cash flow in a manner that will allow you to pay your creditors when they are due. It is not the creditor's duty to come and sit with you and plan your own cash flow. We don't know how you get your cash flow. We don't know how you are spending your cash flow. And you want us to come and sit down with you and plan ways that you are going to pay. That is not how we run this market. This is the financial market. This is not how it is run. The government is an issuer. The government must know how issuers must operate in the financial market to be able to meet the payment of coupons and bonds. Look at your cash flow. You yourself plan your cash flow. If you think that you cannot do this because of these ABC expenditure and you want to cut it down and free resources to pay, it is your job to do. It is not my job as a creditor to come and do that. And after all, when this technical committee met first and they say cut here to free, what cutting has been done to free some of these things? We don't think that is the way forward. So we say you plan your own cash flow and tell us and give us our money. And government has even come out to say, look, I have done this cash flow and I realize that I may be able to pay it along this line. No, nothing has come from government. And you expect us to sit down and be waiting, not knowing when we are going to receive our money to buy our medicine, especially those who are relying solely on these small coupons to buy their medication. That is all right. And we should not allow that to happen.
So therefore, what is the way forward? What are the next steps for you?
The way forward for us is that we'll converge there until the government raises money. If he has to raise money from the Treasury Bill market, he should raise money from the Treasury Bill market and pay us, so that people will have access to their drugs, money to go and buy their drugs and live. Nobody knows when how long government the Lord would want them to live, and then because they couldn't get their medicine, they would die. No, that should not be. So let the people get their money. And I'm saying the Treasury Bill market is not close to government. Government can borrow from the Treasury market. It's not much. Government should come out and tell us. You see, and all these things that we are seeing, government has even come out. This bill, this bond, the coupon that is due on the 6th February, pensioners ones inside is, let's see, 20 million. If that was due, this pensioners one is the 15. We don't have that figure. Of course, I believe it will be a small figure, a very small figure, that government can use Treasury Bill proceeds to settle. You are taking money from the Treasury Bill. Just take a little more than what you need to service the Treasury Bill maturities and use that little money. And government knows every week how much money it will need if you want to settle these coupons of pensioners. He will know how much money it will need to top up on the Treasury bills that he needed to pay the normal Treasury bill maturity, and pay people to this, money to these elderly people who are, in most cases, relying solely on their coupons to take care of their health and other needs.
I'm asking about what is going to happen if you do not get a buy-in of government with this
We will
latest.
still be we are saying we will go there. We'll be picketing until we get the results.
All right. I want to wish you well. That's Dr. Edu Anani Enchi, convener of the Pensioner Bondholders Forum.